It has taken me 23 years to get to the personality I am today. Everything I have read, saw, heard, and felt has made a difference in me as a person and me as a pre-service math teacher. Looking back on myself as a young learner, I was exposed to what I would become. There are 4 branches of text that stem and grow off of my learning tree: books, videos, music, and games, each teaching me something the others couldn't. My first impressionable memories with books started when I was young. For my first Christmas, my parents got me a beautiful, large, illustrated version of The Hobbit. The first memory I have with this book, I was 6 and my brother 5. My mother, pregnant with my baby sister, would read it to us every night before tucking us into our bunk beds. This image, and the text that comes with it, has made me appreciate family, and that has been the backing for almost all other texts in my life. Fast forward a few years into my book reading journey, and I am reading Stargirl, a teenage novel of a kind-hearted, eccentric girl in high school. As a young girl, I always looked up to the girls in stories who were themselves, the ones not conforming to the norm. Now, as an adult, I want to be a role model and help girls and boys be who they are and love who they are. Other written texts that made me who I am today include fashion magazines, do-it-yourself books, and knitting patterns. Fashion and crafts will keep me a lifelong learner. I love figuring out about new trends, and I love learning how to knit or crochet a new pattern and learn a new craft skill. Movies and television shows have also made a big difference in the Rachel I am today.
Yeah, I like math.
Ew, why?
Because it's the same in every country.
As much as I hate to admit it, Mean Girls had a huge effect on my life. As a teenager, I felt just like Katie, trying to be cool while loving and understanding math. Now, as a soon-to-be teacher, I have an appreciation for the educators in the movie. They all wanted to help their students academically and make the school environment friendly and safe. This is also what I want to accomplish as a teacher. Another reason for my love of the high school environment came from the OC. I have watched the series at least 4 times and love it more every time. It shows me how hard high school is for all different kinds of learners and that they need guidance from as many helpful adults in their life as possible. The School of Rock has also always had a place in my heart. As a teenager, it seemed dreamy to have a teacher who was as funny and engaging as Jack Black. And now, becoming a teacher of my own, I hope I can have the same effect on my students. Also, bringing music into the classroom has always been something I want to do, especially with its backbone in mathematics. Music is, and always has been, a lens through which I look at the world. When I listen to a tune, I can always recall a memory. I learned how to read music and play piano at a young age, and have appreciated it ever since. My first introduction to musicians was through my mother's love for the Beatles and my father's love for Led Zeppelin. Before I even knew what bands were, I could tell the faces and the songs of all these people, thanks to pictures in my home and the songs on the stereo. The first band I ever loved and saw in concert was the Moffats. I fell in love with live shows after this. In idolizing musicians in the spotlight, I was never scared of public speaking. I wasn't great at performing music, but I was good with numbers, so teaching math to a room full of young minds seemed like the best thing for me. My favorite musician is Beck. You may know him as the guy who sang "I'm a Loser Baby, So Why Don't You Kill Me" in the 1990s. I know him as a music god. If there's an instrument the man can't play, or a genre of music he hasn't experimented with, then my name's not Rachel. He's taught me to try everything in life and not care about what people have to say about it, because I'll eventually probably love it, more than Beyoncé. Other musicians who have changed my life are the White Stripes. For being a one-man and one-woman show, they can really groove. They have taught me that simplicity is sometimes necessary and beautiful, and that I don't have to be good at everything. There are also a few games that have shaped who I am as a person and as a pre-service teacher. Crib has always been an often played game in my family. I have yet to beat my Nana in a game, but even though I never make it, I still try and try again. It was always a fun way of attaining number fluency, probably some of the earliest building blocks of my mathematical knowledge. The Sims was also, and is still, a huge part of my life. I noticed recently that I always want my Sims to have high levels of happiness and comfort so that they can earn more XP. In a similar way, I want all of my students to first have these high levels of human needs so that they can succeed to their full potential when it comes to learning. Games have also taught me that you can still learn and have fun at the same time. There are probably a million other texts that shaped who I am today as Rachel and Miss Truant, but these ones made me creative, insightful, caring, and eager. Traits I think will be great to bring into my chosen profession of teaching.